And that's only if it's a kitchen table relationship. That's a poly term. Like kitchen table is when you have multiple partners and you're able to sit at a kitchen table and actually have, drinks, dinner, chat with each other. Or if you don't have that type of poly relationship, you end up having a parallel relationship where you have multiple partners. They're parallel to each other, being the same type of relationship with multiple individuals, but they don't have to engage or talk with your metamorph, which is your partner's partner, or anything like that.
That's called parallel?
Parallel kitchen table is when we can all sit together, chat, have drinks, be cool with each other, engage. It doesn't have to be nothing sexual, anything like that.
So it's kind of like what we were doing right now.
Yeah, just kicking it. You know what I mean?
So on some friendship shit.
Yeah, but we have an understanding of who's with who. They're both with me. What's going on?
Everything
now, if we were parallel, I'll be in a relationship with both of them, but they don't have to like each other. They could know about each other, but they don't have to get to know each other. They don't have to hang with each other. They just understand I have another relationship.
So I want to ask, and I want to bring back what Rico touched on, and the people in the audience is asking, like a bunch of people. What about the kids?
Before we answer this question, right, and I'm gonna let them answer the question themselves, is I want people to understand when it comes to children. Be transparent with your children, regardless whatever it is, because you want the information to come from you before somebody else, because it can be very incorrect. And we have to also understand that children are you were at an age where you were mature enough to take the information in. And one thing you want to teach your children is a healthy relationship. Because mama could be trapped in the basement while daddy playing games. It could be, the relationship could just be a stuck relationship with no love or intimacy going on. And that's what they could just feel like, hey, I got to make it work. And instead of finding healthy relationships. But how do you think the kids took it?
Do you have boys or girls, by the way?
One boy, two girls. And they all want monogamous relationships.
Well, you guys have a boy and a girl.
Yeah, right. What she want? She don't know what she won't get. Yeah,
like the older kids.
Yeah, we have two older kids, and they want monogamous relationships. They straight out tell us, all three of us, all the time, no, I can only do it one person at a time. Y'all got too much shit going on in your lives.
Because they were around for the
they've been around through the whole building of our relationship.
As a third party. No, I'm just saying, they've been there, but as a third party, so their perspective is different from. Yeah.
So they can see from the outside looking in on our relationship on things that we can't see. Right. So they know what they want out of their relationship.
We can see it. We just dealt with it. We just pushed through it. We pushed through it.
I know you told me that your kids are like grown now and they're away. Were they in the house when this all took place? They were home?
Yeah. And what's so ironic is that my kids were so used to just seeing me and him for so long. When we inserted Chantel into the picture, they were like, okay, this is where mom has a friend. Where the hell does she come from? And why is she here every night?
What age when they first co-wended them, and what age are they now?
Like 14, 15. But we're very transparent.
When this first happened, 14, 15.
And we're very transparent with our children. So it wasn't too much to where they were like, what's going on? It was like, okay, let me find out. Let us sit down.
And once they picked up what was going on, they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a question, right? Do the kids, so for example, your kids, what do they refer to you as? And your 1-year-old, what do you want her to refer to her as?
Okay, so they call me by my name, but when they refer to me as, it is stepmom.
Okay.
And my baby, she calls her Lonnie Line, like it's a nickname.
Oh, she talks.
She tries.
She barely started making words.
She's trying. She knows the difference. Mom, Yaddy, Lonnie Line. So she calls her Lonnie Line.
I think
but growing up, as she begins to get older, of course, she's going to address her to other people as that is my stepmom. Because that is her stepmom.
Yeah, because it's very like when I told the two oldest children, I was like, I can't really sit there and tell you what to identify Chantel as. You got to have that organic relationship. And I told her the same thing too. You got to build it. I can't sit there and say you're an authority or you're anything. I gotta let you know what you're gonna play because you may be a savior. You may be the confidant ear, whatever it is. But whatever it is, you guys got to develop it yourself. I can't sit there and just put that out there myself.
I'm wondering, how does this work out legally? As far as I see all of you all have on, right. All of you all have on rings, and I know you guys were married previously. So how does it work out with the three of you, you know, being in a relationship and being in a union, and like how does it trickle down even to, you know, like who's entitled to what when it comes to your kids if something happens, like, you know, I mean, I know nobody want to know these details, but like I feel like this is it's real
very
life.
Important. Yeah, no, it's very important.
Real
you want
life.
to put everything structured to have protection. That's what we were talking about earlier. A marriage license is a contract. You know, so you could create and put everything on the will, make a power of attorney, anything you need to do. The second individual, we can consider a wife, but of course, on paper, it's going to be really just contract. Right. Legal names can actually change. And the steps are different, but you can still make the steps alike of what it is for a marriage license. So both women are protected, or there could be people more individuals. All individuals are protected as long as you put everything out there and really just could discuss that. You know, and get those contracts. I will always suggest get those contracts signed. Just because at the end of the day, in a monogamous relationship, you don't know who's trying to leave with what or who's trying to fuck up. I got told the best thing. You never know an individual till the worst time.
You ain't lying.
So at the end of the day, protect yourself. It ain't gotta be bad that, you know what I mean, that you don't love the individual. At the end of the day, when things are good, things are great. I had fun with you. But then when things are bad, you might do the most, you know, foul things, you know what I mean, that puts us in a situation just because you want to be spiteful or petty or whatever it is. Just protect yourself, and it really doesn't mean you have to go really that deep.
I got a question, because we talked about poly, but you guys been monogamous before, obviously. Are there any pros in monogamy, in your opinion?
What? Are you...
It is not a dumb question.
Pros to me.
Okay, Alex.
It's really not a dumb question. Because this is monogamy.
Me and Alex are spirit twins. Okay. Let's get that out there, Dad.
Rico Porter.
Go sit next to them.
Give me another chair behind them. I'm gonna sit right
He's like, really? Can I?
To me, yeah. I mean, to me, I think there's pros in everything. Like I said, I'm big on pro-healthy relationships.
Absolutely.
You know, if monogamy is for you, I'm not anti-monogamous. I'm for it if that's for you. I'm not, you know, I'm not so pro-poly or anything like that I hate to see anybody one-on-one. Do what's right for you. Do what's gonna make you happy. And when I say you as the individual, because you control your own happiness, don't display that or project onto your partner. Like they're supposed to satisfy that. So at the end of the day, if it's monogamy, if it's poly, hell, if it's swinging, if it's whatever, do what's going to satisfy you and your relationship. Be transparent with your partner and keep a healthy relationship with a happy family. That's the goal at the end of the day.
Mr. Alex, you're a great talker. I see how this happened.
Amanda's about to join.
Amanda said Alex is a gang spirit. That's what you said.
Amanda's about to join. Amanda's about to be poly.
He just spitting. Like, I was just like, yo, you just
Y'all looking for an extra wife because Amanda said she's so.
Amanda is ready.
I'm gonna say this though.
That's not what I said.
That's not what you're not saying. That's not what you're not saying.
When you start seeing life in a different way, it's just like, yo, let's do it like this. I have control of one thing, and that's me. My own actions, my own feelings. I can't project my insecurities on you. That's a me thing, you know. So at the end of the day, if I have control of me, I'm cool. You know, you're not gonna take that power away. I'm not gonna give nobody that power.
Absolutely.
So as long as I have control of that, I'm gonna maneuver how it's necessary for me.
I really feel like they don't understand how much work it takes to put into a relationship like this. They feel like it's sex. And when they actually get down to the nitty gritty of it, I can't do this. This is not for me. Oh, that's too demanding. So I would say, yes, it's hard for them to kind of see how it works, and it's hard to understand that it actually does work with time. I mean, with work. It works with work. So basically, you have to put in the time. You have to put in. There's just everything, the energy that you would not necessarily put in, especially the times that we have today. Everybody is kind of the fuck it era. So if it don't work for me, if you're not doing what I'm doing or what I want, I don't got to talk to you. And then they move on to the next and next and next. If you actually want to put in time, it's the same amount of work that you do in a monogamous relationship as you do in a poly relationship, or non-monogamous. But it is kind of hard for people to wrap their brain around that. I can say that.
I have an audience question. So they want to know, like, so when it goes to like running of the home, right? So a lot of times we have men who pay all the bills and the woman, you know, like buy groceries and furnishes and whatever. And then we have some people who do 50-50. Like, how do the finances work in y'all's house, especially with you having a baby and then you having like 2 grown kids?
Well, the grown kids, they're in the military, so they're out on their own.
You got everything figured out.
Okay, let's say 2 years ago when they went in the military.
Everything is balanced. I take a majority of the bills, you know what I mean? But when we're doing it like that, when the kids were home, I took a majority of the bills because they need more than me. I don't really need that. I'm bald-headed, so what the fuck I need? You know? No, it was just how we balanced out. It was just, and the kids, you know, my daughter was working. She was still covering her own stuff, took care of her own responsibilities. My son, he was just, in freshman? He was a freshman?
No, he was a senior.
Senior, senior, yeah. So it was just, it's just really, we just find our own flow. I don't think, 50-50 is kind of like a little tough.
Aggressive,
It's aggressive. So it's really just find the flow of naturally what's going to work within your home. I don't want to suggest anything onto anybody because everybody's in different type of situations. I mean, we're in an era where there's a big thing of house husbands, you know, so I don't want to sit there and be like, yo, get your house husband off the couch. Run your house how you run your house. It ain't my house. But our house, we find a balance that works for all of us to make sure we're all financially good and stable.
So basically, whoever needs anything paid, taken care of, if you don't have it, someone else
will. Yeah.
So
So like
leaning on Alex.
if they can't call their dad, they'll call Chantel, they'll call me. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same with Soraya when she gets older. She's going to call me, she's going to call her mom, she's going to call her dad.
Or her brother and sister.
Or her brother
and sister.
Let's scratch that. She's going to call her brother and sister first. Because they're willing to come out of pocket first.
Yeah. The age gap is so different. It's 20 years. It's 20 years. I've started all over.